I was signing the last set of divorce papers when her text came through. Clean, cold, and rehearsed. Thanksgiving is family only this year. Find somewhere else to eat. 7 words. Yet they sliced deeper than any lie she'd ever fed me. Held the phone for a long breath, steadying myself. No reaction, no panic, just a quiet, concentrated rage. Sharp enough to carve a path straight through my chest. I'd expected it. Betrayal rarely arrives without a warning. But I'll admit, the bluntness had a certain artistry to it, as if she wanted me to know I was no longer part of the picture, as if exile would weaken me. She forgot who raised me. Before all this, Mom used to soften her voice when she said my name. Dad would clap my back like I mattered. Holidays were loud, crowded, full of the kind of warmth that disguised the cracks beneath the table. I used to believe in that warmth. I used to trust their smiles. But the shift began small. A missed call. A delayed birthday message. A sudden, inexplicable fondness for my ex-wife. Dod Fweef. He ex-wifed who'd hollowed out my bank account and my trust in one synchronized sweep. Parents took her side in ways so subtle it felt accidental. Till it waste. The night I found the message chain between them, plans made without me. Jokes at my expense. Holiday gatherings I hadn't been invited to. I didn't confront. Anyone? I just sat there reading, absorbing, memorizing. Betrayal isn't surprising when you learn to expect it. But it still burns. The final confirmation came when I caught them all at Bella's last spring. My ex-wife, my parents, my sister, all laughing in a booth like they were starring in a commercial for perfect families. Families I apparently no longer belonged to. I saw their reflection in the restaurant window first. They didn't look for me. They didn't even consider. I might walk by the place they told me they weren't going to. That was the night the anger cooled into something refined, something useful. I stopped grieving and started thinking. The plan was simple, because simple things cut the deepest. No theatrics, no shouting, just precision. Over the next few months, I untangled myself from every obligation that tethered me to them slowly. Quietly, surgically, I moved my accounts. I changed my beneficiaries. I rewrote my will, removed their access to everything they could use or exploit. They didn't notice. People rarely notice the things they take for granted. Then I waited. Thanksgiving was tradition. Thanksgiving was sacred. And this year, apparently, I wasn't invited. Perfect, from my office window. I watched them arrive at Bella's Friday morning, their annual pre-Thanksgiving brunch. Same outfits, same smiles, same performance. Mom wore that gold scarf she pretends. Dad bought her. Dad held the reservation confirmation like it meant something. My sister walked beside them, proudly wearing the necklace I gave her 2 years ago, the one she said she lost. And trailing behind, my ex-wife, still clinging to the role of family member, as if repetition made it true. They entered the restaurant laughing. I dialed Bella's. The manager answered on the second ring. Cancel the Thompson reservation. I said. My voice didn't shake. It sharpened. A pause. A breath. Yes, sir. Click. I leaned back in my chair and waited. 20 minutes later, Mom called. She didn't bother with hello. They won't seat us, she snapped, her voice clipped. Confused, almost frightened. They said the reservation was canceled. Did you? Let the silence stretch. Let her stew in the uncertainty she'd gifted me all year. Then I spoke. Family only this year, I said softly. Find somewhere else to eat. Her inhale cracked like glass. She tried to backpedal excuses, guilt, a desperate reach. For the control she'd always had over me, but I'd stepped out of that orbit months ago. I ended the call while she was still talking, and here's the truth I didn't expect. The moment the line went dead, I felt lighter. Not vindicated, not triumphant, just free. My revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't cruel. It was clarity. Taught me exactly where I stood. I simply returned the courtesy as I closed my office blinds and gathered my things. One final thought settled over me like a calm, inevitable dawn. You don't lose a family that was never yours.